Okay, we're off to College Station for the Notre Dame game. How's everyone feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Oh yeah, 24-9 is the score. We're winning.
24-9?
Wow.
I'm thinking 21.
Wow, that's
no, 20 to 17.
24.
26-20.
What do you think, babe?
27. Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Is that a possibility? I think that we have quite a few field goals. So 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. My dad's watching my vlog that I just posted.
Just taught him how to flip his phone.
Yeah, just taught him how to flip
It
his
just dropped.
sideways.
The video dropped.
We honestly couldn't ask for better weather today. It's gonna be overcast and a high of 88. It says there's a 50% chance of rain, but I think that was earlier this morning because there's no rain on the forecast. But for it being like 105 the past couple weeks, month actually, this is like dream weather right here. Okay, we just got to the Texas A&M hotel. One of you guys recommended to come here to go to Bar T. I think is that what it's called? Block T. But we're surrounded by Aggie fans, and my dad forgot a hat, so he found one in the hotel.
I need some shoe pop.
Our room.
We're going to our room.
Joke's on you guys.
Do you think that they would have a room here?
No, and it would be $3 grand a night. For sure. Don't you think?
I'd say $2 grand.
Cheers. We came up to the lounge up here, and we are definitely the only ones wearing green aside from this table right here. My dad's like inching closer and closer. Any guesses on what we're doing right now?
We're coming back here. We're coming back here every year. Even if we don't play. Thank you guys. Every new drink I have, I turn into dad.
Oh my god.
I'm the most unsocial person without drinks, and then I'm the most social person with more and more drinks.
So tell them what we did.
What? Your
What
subscribers?
No, yeah, what did we do?
Oh, okay. I don't even know.
So I bought a room.
Tara bought a room at this Aggie hotel that has actually quite a bit of Notre Dame. And it's way better than our termite-infested hotel in La Quinta. And we're headed up to the room.
Okay, so update, we changed hotel.
Tara, meet me like one of your Notre Damers.
So we went to the bar here and decided we need to stay here. Well, my dad did.
Yeah.
My dad bought this room. And it's about 300% nicer than where we're staying.
I found it.
I booked a room. Explain our room, you guys. How do you even explain it?
I just did.
It's really bad.
Oh,
well, I booked
there's mold on the ground.
It's
Tara
not
didn't see
cheap.
it. Tara didn't see
It's
it,
$420 a night.
Yeah,
But it's like a motel vibe.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's
like,
really
in California are-
but that's
are
like
way
what
better.
I expected to pay, or not pay, but like we're just sleeping there.
Yeah.
We're not going to be in the room for very long. So I was like, it's almost $500 a night.
Big enough to sleep
I
in.
understand why the first
And
one
so
when said they were
initially we didn't even plan on staying here. We planned on driving back home, but now we're staying here. Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome.
We're getting a rollout bed, and then one of us is probably gonna sleep on that couch, which I don't
Dad
mind
paid
sleeping
for the
there.
room, but he's getting the rollout.
No. I said Dad's sleeping in the king bed. He didn't sleep very well last night, so he's
Dad's
like,
getting the bed.
I need a nice bed. I feel bad. The place that I booked has 2 full beds,
do the rollout
so
on
Connor
the
and my
couch.
dad would be like spooning all night.
Spooning.
No,
You get to
not
sleep
the
with Dad.
vibe.
You get to sleep with Dad. I'll do the couch with this pull out
This is
and you
really
can have
nice.
the other one.
This is great. Thanks, Dad.
Yep.
This is 10 out of 10. They even have robes, babe.
Look at they give you
Our
your
fave.
ones. Yeah, we get to the first one and I'm thinking, oh, this isn't so bad. This will be all right. And I was like, no, you're across the street. You're across
No,
the
no, no.
street.
You're on the east side.
That was really nice hotel.
The first one was
Just
fine.
keep rubbing it in, okay? I won't book
We're not
hotels
a-
from now
Oh,
on.
no, sir.
I was trying to be, I was
No,
trying
sir.
to,
You're across the street.
I was trying to be budget friendly. $450 a night, budget friendly. God.
That looked like a non-research. I was like,
Yeah,
all right,
it's just-
lowest
oh.
cost. hotel
Closest to
room.
the stadium, lowest cost. That's
Lowest-
what I was
yeah,
thinking.
that's all you
I
Yeah.
thought
Just
it
to
was
rest our
deserted.
heads.
When we pulled in,
Didn't look
I'm
at
like,
reviews.
this place is deserted. There's no one here. God.
No review looking nothing.
Yeah, it's like a prison facility.
Okay.
It was. I had a cell block B.
There was a cell block.
That's funny.
I hate you guys.
That's not nice.
That's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. I can't help but laugh.
One of you guys recommended to come to Block T at this hotel, and we came here, and it reminded us so much of the Morrison that's
T.
on Notre Dame campus. And we just looked online for fun just to see if they had rooms available. And Adam was like, oh, they do actually have rooms available, but it was only a king suite. And I told my dad, and he's like, book it, book it. And I was like, well, it's only a king bed, and then they have this like couch, which is perfect to sleep on.
Titanic couch.
There's 4 of us, but they do offer like roll-out beds, so I'll probably sleep on that. But we went down straight away to the front desk, and my dad was like, here's my card. I feel bad, but honestly, the room that I booked was like expensive for a night. I just thought we needed somewhere to like rest our head, but apparently we needed something more.
Notre Dame doesn't always come here to play.
I'm
That's
gonna go
why
get
they
the
were so
stuff.
expensive.
Okay, Adam's gonna go get all of our stuff at
Oh,
the,
Adam's a hero.
at the prison
That's a
hotel.
good connection.
I'll send Connor with you if you need any help.
I'll go with you.
Oh, I got this.
It's kind of boring just sitting here.
We're gonna
We'll
go back to the
stop
bar.
at a bar on the way.
We're going back to the bar.
Wait, I'll go with you.
I'll go.
Let's go.
Go with him.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wait,
We're going.
I'm left with
No,
Dad?
Dad stays here.
What?
No,
kidding.
no, you're sitting here, Mike.
I'm staying here.
Mother, daughter.
Okay, let's go back to the bar.
The boys are.
Unless you want to stay here.
No, I don't mind. Okay, wait a second. Okay, so now you know how to, where she said how to get the parking lot? Okay.
Dad, you're talking to Adam here.
That's true.
Mr. Prepared.
Okay.
I can't remember that, but I'm definitely.
Oh my god. The night has not even started yet.
No.
There's a
this is the shop
lot
from
of
that
Aggie
hotel.
fans. We're gonna be really disappointed. Hi, you guys. So it is almost a week later. Today's Thursday, and the rest of this vlog is just going to be a recap of what has been going on the past week. So the last clips that I filmed at the game, that's kind of when I stopped vlogging and I started feeling really, really horrible. I was having like panic attack symptoms, shortness of breath. We were at the very top of the stadium, and that stadium is huge. I think there was 1 row behind us. So we were at the very, very top, and we walked up the stadium to get to our seats initially. And when we get to our seats, we were just like overwhelmed with the atmosphere. It was insane. The A&M Stadium, Kyle Field, is wild. I don't know what came over me. I think it has something to do with my adhesive allergy or my latex allergy. I got a really bad bug bite. I'm pretty sure it was a mosquito bite a couple days before the game, and it got infected. And so I'm just assuming that I got bit by an infected mosquito. And I put a Band-Aid over it before we left for the game, and I think I had an allergic reaction to the Band-Aid because when I got home from the game, I didn't take the Band-Aid off until that night, and I had I can put a picture on the screen right here, but I had an allergic reaction to the Band-Aid. You can see like the outline of the Band-Aid, and I don't know why I didn't think to look a little bit more into that before I put the Band-Aid on the bug bite, because every time I'm in labor or I'm at the hospital or something and they have to use the adhesive, they always have to use paper tape on me because I break out really bad with the regular adhesive that they use. So I just wasn't thinking, so I just slapped a normal Band-Aid on there, and I was looking up latex allergy symptoms, and I had pretty much every single symptom that Google was telling me. So I think it was just a combination of the Band-Aid, the atmosphere, the heat, not drinking enough water. I didn't eat very much food that day, and just feeling like really anxious and panicky. That all just hit me like a ton of bricks in the first quarter. So I think I made it like 5 or 6 minutes into the first quarter, and then I ended up going down to the bathroom by myself. So I went all the way down those steps again to the bathroom, and then I had to climb all the way back up those steps. And once I got back up to watch the rest of the game, I could not catch my breath, and I felt so panicky. And I looked at Adam and I was like, I think you need to come down with me, and we need to try and find some air conditioning so I can sit down and like regroup, because I do not feel well at all. And so we ended up leaving. My plan was to come back up. I was hopeful that I was going to feel better, but I never did. And I felt horrible because my dad and I had been talking about this game for what felt like forever, probably like 6 or 7 months now. We've been counting down together. So excited for this game. And I wanted nothing more than to be standing right next to my dad watching that game with him in person, but I just could not for the life of me feel any better. So we were sitting watching the game in an area where they sold like food and drinks, and a really sweet Aggie fan came up to me and gave me a packet of electrolytes, and I threw that in my water bottle and I chugged that. And I was sitting down with Adam for a good like 45 minutes, I think. And then I was like, I still just don't feel well. I think I need to like lay down in our hotel room. So we ended up walking back to the room, and still in my head I was like, we're gonna come back to the game. Like, I'm so hopeful I'll feel better. And I just never did. I did feel a lot better when I was laying down in our hotel room, but still not like 100% where I felt like comfortable going back into that atmosphere. So we watched the rest of the game in our room. My dad and my brother stayed for the entire game, and yeah, it was still a great time. I'm so glad we went. It sucks that I ended up feeling so crappy, but we ended up winning. So that was the cherry on top. That definitely made my spirits feel better. It was a wild game for sure, if you guys watched it. And then on Saturday, we got a text from Alexis, our nanny, who was watching the kids for us while we were gone, saying that Grayson had thrown up. And this was like a few hours after we left. And he never gets sick. So Adam and I looked at each other like, what are the chances that he's throwing up the one day that we leave? And so I was just in my head about the stomach flu getting passed around our house. That's like one of my biggest fears. And I was really anxious about that as well, and just wanting to get back home to him to make sure he was okay. So we ended up leaving. We had to wake up the next morning at like 6:30 to drop my dad and my brother off at the airport. We dropped them off at the Dallas airport on our way home to the kids, and we got home around 10:45-ish. And it was so cute. The girls wrote in chalk, welcome home, did we win? And they left a little spot. I can put it on the screen right here. I took a video. They left a little blank spot with some chalk, and it said answer here, yes or no, I think. And so that was really sweet to come home to, but still it did not feel 100% when we got home either. Grayson, poor thing, was so lethargic just laying in our bed when we got there, and so I was just in mama bear mode trying to make sure he was okay and keep him away from everyone else so no one else got sick. And he's feeling so much better now. He was down for a few days, but he's back to his normal self, and thankfully no one else got it. I'm like knocking on wood that we still don't get it. I don't know if maybe he threw up because of his fever or what, but so far we have made it out with just one of us going down. And I know it's just the start of cold and flu season. But anyway, the rest of this week has been kind of crazy too. Bailey had to get a tooth pulled. We initially took her to my dentist where Shay got her tooth pulled, and she just she got really freaked out about the numbing shot, and she just got in her head and couldn't get past the shot. So they referred us to a pediatric dentist because they each needed a tooth pulled before they get their expanders on, which they have their expander appointment today. So I'm about to go to their school to pull them out a little bit early today to head to that appointment because they get their expanders on today. And then braces after that. I can't remember exactly how long they both need expanders for, but their treatment plans are identical. It's wild. They each needed the exact same tooth pulled. So we did that yesterday with Bailey. I took her to the pediatric dentist, and that was traumatizing in itself. Not for the faint of heart. I have obviously never seen my kids like that. We had to give her Versed because even the laughing gas was not, it didn't even touch her at all. She was so strong and overpowered it. So she needed a little bit more help. So they gave her Versed, which is a sedative. And she's still awake and talking, but slurring and can barely stand. And it was just not a fun experience. And then when she was done with the appointment and the Versed started to wear off, she got really sad and emotional, and she was really confused because she didn't understand that we were already leaving and going home. She you black out that whole period of them working on you. So she just couldn't understand. I felt so bad. It was horrible to watch your child like that. But she took a really good nap when we got home for about 2 hours. And then when she woke up, she was back to her normal, happy self. So anyway, that leads us to today. And today we are about to go get their expanders on. So I have a feeling today's going to be interesting as well. I've heard a lot of stories from you guys that expanders are not fun, obviously, but both their mouths are extremely tiny, and they have a lot of crowding and a lot of teeth that are trying to grow in that can't grow in because there's no room. So obviously it's needed, but not looking forward to it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed at least some of the clips that I was able to film for you guys. I didn't really explain too in depth about why we switched rooms, but when my dad and I were planning this trip, we initially planned to drive back home and just go for the game and come right back home the same day. And when we found out it was a night game, we were maybe it's best to sleep there because getting out of there is going to be a nightmare, parking and all of that. So I booked us a room, and it was really bad. We were not exaggerating when I say it was filled with bugs. I didn't see the mold, but everyone else did, and they were scared to tell me, I guess. But there was mold all in the bathroom. And I did not feel comfortable staying there, but I didn't think there was any other option. But in my head, I was we're just staying there for a couple hours, just to rest our heads. I'm just gonna just deal with it. And we all planned on just doing that. My dad and Adam and my brother were it's fine. They were making fun of me, but we ended up finding that there was a room at the Texas A&M hotel that's on campus, and they had one room left, and my dad ended up booking it for us because he didn't sleep very well the night before at my house, I guess, and he was exhausted, and he's I just need a little bit better of an environment to sleep in before we fly home. So yeah, it was the La Quinta Inn, and it was I don't know exactly where, I don't know the streets, but we pulled up to what we thought was the right hotel initially, and that La Quinta hotel was beautiful. I think it was just redone, and it's very similar to where we stay in South Bend. It's not the best hotel, but we didn't want the best hotel. Booking this, we knew that we weren't gonna spend a ton of money, but even this really rundown motel room was almost $500 a night, obviously because it's football season and it's 5 minutes from the stadium, so they jacked their prices up. So yeah, that was not the best move on my part, but anyway, we figured it out, and my dad was so sweet and ended up booking the room for us. And it wasn't cheap, but it was worth it. So we had a great time. I didn't feel well towards the end of the trip, but I still enjoyed my time with them, and we go back to South Bend all together with Bailey and Shay at the end of this month, and we cannot wait. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.